Good morning. I'm just back from a walk and ready to take on another hot day in Sacramento. I'm going to leave my hat on. Well, it's not that I don't have beautiful hair, but I'm going to leave my hat on because I got this overhead light on. And let's talk briefly about the abyss. And knowledge. We all love knowledge. Knowledge is a good thing. Man, know thyself. Okay, it's a big thing. I'm going to start off by trying to explain things kind of using Cabalistic vocabulary. So excuse me if you don't like Hebrew letters and things like that. But let's just start off like this. There's the great name of God, Yod, He, Vav, He. Okay, and it's sort of the fundamental force of creation. Okay, it's everything. It's the big God. There's four letters, and that translates over to four parts of the soul. For Cabalistic worlds, the four tarot trumps, stuff like that. Yod, He, Vav, He, the big name of God. Now, there's 22 Hebrew letters, and there's four letters used in Yod, He, Vav, He, but there's four letters. Okay, it's a four-letter word, but it uses only three letters. The He at the end is a repeated letter. Okay, you got Yod, He, Vav, another He. Okay, now, keeping that in mind, the magician has two great, I guess you would call them initiatory crises or main initiations. Assuming we would start down here at number 10. The first one, this is where normal consciousness is the first big goal, initiatory goal. Main one is the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel. That's where you actually become who the real you. Okay. And that, see how number 6 there is a direct reflection of number 1. Okay, the singularity itself. So it's a pretty high state. But then the next crisis comes after you've kind of you've got your holy guardian angel, but then you get over here to 4. The next crisis is to cross that squiggly line, or the abyss. And that's called the crossing of the abyss, and then becoming master of the temple. And the master of the temple is only the opening act of a 3-act play of the supernal triad, where you eventually you are Godhead itself. Okay, so it's a pretty big thing. But especially when you read a lot of comments by Crowley and such, you're not even completely aware of the significance of all of your little initiations down here. You're not even completely cognizant of the significance of the holy guardian angel until you've hit that. And it seems all paradoxical, but it's not paradoxical if you don't look at this thing in a linear way. Oh, I had this experience yesterday, and no, it's all happening simultaneously and inwardly. Okay. So keeping those two things in mind, you got, and this area right here, the squiggly line, is the abyss. Now take a look at how the triangles are here. Okay, there's an upright triangle here, but below the abyss, it's reflected. It's flipped. It's a reflection. And here's the repeat of that reflection in that third triad. And then dangling like a dingleberry here, should be number 10, is that. Okay. Look at it this way, because I'm going to read you something from Crowley, so don't go away. The good stuff's really coming. Ideally, we've only got those 3 letters. Okay, and I've got question marks on them because I'm not declaring any new advanced Kabbalah stuff. This is just funky Lon sitting in his living room chair looking at it this way, okay? But we've got first one triangle, just 1, 2, and 3. Now, every religion and every culture has what the equivalent of a Holy Trinity of some kind, because you can't think about anything. You can't even think about one without drawing in 3 conditions. Okay, you just can't. 1, 2, and 3 is literally just one thinking about itself. The 2 is a reflection of the 1. Okay, oh, what am I? Oh, that's what I am. Oh, but number 3 condition is, oh, but I'm not that. It's kind of zen-y, okay, but it's pretty simple. Okay, so we could look at that as a big giant yod of Yod He Vav He, okay? And just like you can't think about one without dragging in 3 conditions, you can't think about this one triad here without creating another triad and another. Triad 1, triad 2, triad 3. And that's 9. Okay, yeah, you add them all together, that seems like 9. And 9 is a freaking perfect number. Okay. Multiply anything by 9, it reduces to 9. 9 is as close to a number as it's as close to 0 as any number gets. Has the same mathematical qualities, almost. Multiply anything by 0, you get 0. Multiply anything by, okay, you get it? Okay. So this is like Yod He Vav is like a snapshot of pure potentiality, pure perfect potentiality. It doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to split apart and fight anything. It doesn't have to manifest even. In order for it to manifest, something's got to happen. And this is a little picture of the cosmic proctologist. For there to be that He final, we need another number that is outside of the pure, smooth perfection of Yod He Vav He. To make a 10 out of 9, you've got to reach up like a cosmic proctologist and grab that 4 and pull it down, flipping this one, flipping this, and creating this. Okay, you've gone and created 10. And flipping between the self and the reflection has created this abyss. Now, in the fable, in the biblical fable, Adam and Eve were just walking around just being totally cool, okay? It said you can be totally cool in your nineness Garden of Eden, okay? But don't eat of this particular fruit, okay? Or your eyes will be open and you will know. You'll have knowledge of good and evil, and you will become as us. Knowledge. When this happened, here, supernal triad stays the same, but now the yod can be seen as one in its reflection, and the hay as the third condition, yod hay, and then vav all of a sudden has responsibility for all of this area down here, and a new lower frequency hay has been created. Okay, and what we got here is a vacuum right in the middle of that abyss, a vacuum in the middle of that abyss. And now the magician's job is to take his or her tendness, join it, marry it, become the number 6. And then with that armed with that new identity, figures out a way to cross through the looking glass of knowledge, Daath, to become the master of the temple. Okay. Why did I tell you all of that and spend all of that time doing that? Because I'm going to read to you Aleister Crowley, a little 2-page book called Liber vel Aism, and it is what's the number 474, which is the enumeration of Daath. Now Crowley's trying to give you, and believe me, I don't think Crowley sat down and did all of these rituals like this. Okay, he's trying to show you a process, an internal process. But all of these books that he's saying for you to study, okay, I'm pretty sure Crowley studied most of these books. As a matter of fact, any good like postgraduate philosophy major would have read most of these books. So, but don't take him literally, because we're going to get into some pretty cool stuff when you keep this diagram in mind. This book is the gate of the secret of the universe. Let the exempt adept, okay, the exempt adept is the formal name, Demptus exemptus, right there, of a that's a 7 equals 4. Okay, that's where, and truly your only job as a 7 equals 4 is to get yourself across the fucking abyss. Okay. Let the adept procure the prolegomeny of Kant. Spell it. Get Kant. Okay. And study it, paying special attention to the antinomies. Also, Hume, doctrine of causality, in his Inquiry. Also, Herbert Spencer's discussion of the 3 theories of the universe in his First Principles, Part 1. Also, Huxley's essays on Hume and Berkeley. Also, Crowley's essays, Bereshit, Time, The Soldier and the Hunchback, etc. In other words, read all of my shit. Okay. Also, questions of King Melinda and the Buddhist suttas bear on the metaphysic. Okay. In other words, let him also be accomplished in logic, formal logic, Keynes. Further, let him study any classical works to which his attention may be sufficiently directed in the course of his reading. Now, let him consider special problems, such as the origin of the world, the origin of evil, infinity, the absolute, the ego and the non-ego, free will and destiny, and such others that may attract him. Think about that stuff. Okay. Get your meat brain involved. Let him subtly and exactly demonstrate the fallacies of every known solution, and let him seek a true solution by his right ingenium. In all this, let him be guided only by clear reason. And let him forcibly suppress all other qualities such as intuition, aspiration, emotion, and the like. During these practices, all forms of magic, art, and meditation are forbidden to him. It is forbidden to him to seek any refuge from his intellect. Then let his reason hurl itself again and again against the blank wall of mystery which will confront him. Thus, also following, it is said, and we deny it not, at last automatically his reason will take up the practice sui sponte, will take up the practice on its own, and he shall have no rest therefrom. Then will all phenomena which present themselves to him appear meaningless and disconnected, and of his own ego will break up into a series of impressions having no relation one with the other, or with any other thing. Let this state then become so acute that it is, in truth, insanity. And let this continue until exhaustion. According to a certain deeper tendency of the individual will be the duration of this state. It may end in real insanity, which concludes the activities of the adept during this present life. Well, that didn't work. Sorry, got another incarnation. Or by his rebirth into his own body and mind with the simplicity of a little child. Can you see the sometimes childlike behavior among illuminated saints? Okay. And then shall he find all his faculties unimpaired, yet cleansed in a manner ineffable. And he shall recall the simplicity of the task of Adeptus Minor. That's back in 6, his holy guardian angel. Okay, get it? That's why you don't get your holy guardian angel until... you get your holy guardian angel, but you don't get your holy guardian angel until you've crossed the abyss. Let's see... and then he shall recall the simplicity of the task of the Adeptus Minor and apply himself thereto with a fresh energy in a more direct manner. And in his great weakness, it may be that for a while the new will and aspiration are not puissant, yet being undisturbed by those dead weeds of doubt and reason which he has uprooted, they grow imperceptibly and easily like a flower. And with the reappearance of the Holy Guardian Angel, because you've lost everything in crossing that abyss, okay? But the Holy Guardian Angel reappears. And with the reappearance of the Holy Guardian Angel, he may be granted the highest attainments and be truly fitted for the full experience of the destruction of the universe. And by the universe, we mean not that petty universe which the mind of man can conceive, but that which is revealed to his soul in samadhi of Atma Darshana. Thence may he enter into a real communion with those that are beyond, and he shall be competent to receive communication and instruction from ourselves, and he's got that capitalized, ourselves directly. Thus shall we prepare him for the confrontation of Coronzon and the ordeal of the abyss, when we have received him into the city of the pyramids. And the city of the pyramids, that's that number 3. So, being of us, let the master of the temple accomplish that work which is appointed. Okay, and he refers us to the vision and the voice, and to Liber Het. Also, concerning the reward thereof, of his entering into the palace of the king's daughter, and of that which shall thereafter befall, let it be understood of the master of the temple. Hath he not attained to understanding? That's the name of number 3. Hath he not attained to understanding? Yea, verily, hath he not attained to understanding? And he leaves it with a question mark. Anyway, that's Liber Os, O-S, vel abysmi. The wonderful world of abysmi. Anyway, that's it for today, and I apologize for taking you on that brief overture of Cabalistic review, but it hopefully it helps you understand Liber Os a little better. Okay, until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love is under will.